Hey guys, so for today, I've actually watched only 3 episodes of Doctor Who today, which is great. Not like yesterday, and yeah. At least I didn't have a Doctor Who marathon today. The only problem whenever I watch TV shows, and you have those friends that were into it before you were, so there's a thing called the Nerd Triangle, or I call them the Nerd Triangle, because they're 3 guys that watch Doctor Who, they're in the comics, Sherlock, all this other stuff. And they're thinking about adding another guy, but I'll always refer to the Nerd Triangle because those are the 3 guys I go to for anything like this. But the only thing is, 2 of the guys probably would not tell me anything about Doctor Who. The other guy, I can ask him basically any question, he'll answer it for me. So he gives me most of my information. Like, whenever I ask questions, and these questions actually refer to future episodes, most of the time what happens with me, I sit there and watch the episode, like each episode, and when something's happening that, let's just take River Song, the character River Song, for example. She is so secretive to the Doctor right now. The Doctor does not know much about her, but she knows more about him. And there's so much stuff about her that you do not know of. Well, in one of the episodes, they start showing you these things, like something's about her. And so, I ended up coming up with this theory that she is the daughter, like, how do I do this without giving it away? Alright, I'm just going to give it away. So there's the second, or is it the first? I think it's the first 2 episodes of Series 6. I think it's a 2-part episode. I believe it is. It's a 2-part episode. And most of it in the second half, you start seeing what about River is different. Like, you already know she's kind of part Time Lord, right? Or like she's already Time Lord because she can travel too in time. And her problem with the Doctor is her past is his future, so they're crossing like this, basically. So she's going to die while he's getting ready to go meet her, which is kind of sad, right? And her future is already his past, so I hate that way, but it's kind of cool. And that episode, that it shows Amy Pond, and they're actually with the silence, so the monsters that leave tick marks on your arms, or they mark themselves because they won't know if they see them or not, because then they make them forget. And Amy finds this room in this house, or like this orphanage, and the orphanage was already supposed to be closed like 2 years ago, and this is like, they're in the time period 1969, and it was supposed to be closed in 1967, but the man there has kind of gone mad, so he doesn't remember anything. She finds this room, it's like a metal door, and then this woman kind of slides open the thing and starts talking, and then she closes it. Amy goes up there, and that the sliding window thing is not there. But then she goes in the room and looks at the pictures. There's pictures of that child that they were looking for all around it, and then there's a picture of Amy holding the baby. Well, later on the episode, like the very end of the episode, they saved the child, they got her out, helped her and everything, yeah. And then, at the very end of the episode, the child goes up to this, I want to say hobo, he is a hobo, it's up to this hobo, and he's like, she told him, I'm dying, and she was holding her stomach, and then all of a sudden she changed, like she regenerated like a Time Lord does, like regenerates, new face, new everything. Well, a little while later in that episode, like in the midst of everything, Amy told the Doctor that she was pregnant, but the Doctor was like, why didn't she tell, her husband first? And she's like, I don't know, I just told you. And I kept on thinking, wait, that child is a Time Lord. And if she is really pregnant, wouldn't that be the Doctor and her baby? So it would be like, it's River Song. So River Song is Amy Pond's child, and the doctor ends up marrying his own daughter without realizing it, right? And I asked that to two of the Nerd Triangle guys, and they never answered. And I ended up Googling it. It is true that she is her child, but I haven't gotten there yet in those episodes, and I already ruined it for myself. So it already proves that I'm partially right, but I'm like, the only person with Time Lord DNA is the Doctor. So he's the only man on that TARDIS that has Time Lord DNA. What do you think? And oh my goodness. This is what happens when I start thinking too much about it. I create these theories, and I've always, you know, like about 2 series back, no, yeah, 2 series back from the 5th one, because when I noticed there's already going to be cracks in time, and someone looked at me, this is about, what, series 3 I figured that out in. I told this one girl, like, I think she's seen all of the series so far, that they have. And she's like, how do you know there's already going to be cracks in time? I'm like, you know, I just started explaining what I saw, and I just knew there's going to be cracks in time. And I didn't realize I was 2 series ahead of myself. So, or ahead of the show. So, yeah. This is what happens when you leave me to think about shows. And you give me too much information. I can do that about shows, but most time in my real life I cannot do that. I don't know why. I don't even know why I'm doing this to Doctor Who so much. Maybe it's because I know people know the answers to these questions, and they want me to figure it out them myself. Which I've already have, but I just ranted to you guys about Doctor Who and how I figure things out. I am so sorry. If you don't care, you've probably already stopped watching this video. And if I just spoiled everything for you, I'm sorry. Because I had to speak about it somehow. And since those nerds have not, I'm gonna just call them the nerds right now. Since those nerds have not answered me, I haven't really talked to anybody today except for my family. So, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I think it's time for me to go to bed and watch the next Doctor Who episode. I am so excited. It's almost time for the Doctor and the River's wedding, but everything's so backwards in that show. It doesn't even make any sense, but who cares? It's amazing. Alright. I'm going to say bye. Bye.